Good day. This is your buddy Jim. Welcome to Sawlogs Plastic Hubs Slop in the Shop Day for all of you. Guys, we got another big mixture of pig feed. I've kind of doing a little more blog work on these last couple of weeks. I don't have a lot of simple projects that come through. I got a little machining in this one, but it's just more or less showing and telling and little things we're doing. Folks, I hope you enjoyed the format. That's kind of what I try to do on my Wednesday videos. So gather the dog, the cat, the neighbors, and all the friends and come around and see the video. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll come back at the end and sort of wish you bye. Enjoy the pigs being fed. We'll talk at you in just a second. Okay, you might have noticed I've got some piece of drill rod here in the lathe. I had a little pin made for my trailer holder. Hold it and keep it locked. And somehow or another it got misplaced. So it's just a little bit. I know it's out there too far, but I don't want to check it for once. So it's just a little bit bigger than a quarter. And so I took a 5/8 or so. So I took me a bolt out there. It's a little smaller than this bolt. I'm gonna check the size on it. We'll turn it down and make one real quick. I know it's gonna chatter like an SOB. I don't really care for what I'm doing. Like I say, this is just a piece of common drill rod, high-pitch drill rod. My door, I don't have it locked, and it's shit hard to start on me. I need to go pin my door, by the way. I'm gonna get this turned down. I'll bring you back. All right, I've turned it down. Power here. I'm going to go down to about go down to about 220, and we're going to face this thing off. Let me figure that out. I'm going to just cut this off right quick, and I'll bring you right back. I'm parting it off right now. I'm about to forget to turn you on. This is a little simple project. It's a little warm. I'll have to let it cool. We'll just take the belt sander with this, and there we go. All we got to do now is just take over the drill press, throw a pinhole in it, and be done. There's the new pin. I don't know about chaining that one like I showed in the other video, but it's being thought about pretty seriously, because things like that tend to get lost right when you're trying to do something. So I meant to shoot that, when I've made the pin. Let me get back on it and do it again. I am going to put a little note in the middle of this video. And one of the things is I've been incredibly busy going back and forth to the shops and working on our car and all the things that's going on. I've been putting some clips and pictures and whatnot in the video. But one thing I posted on Facebook the week I done this, and I thought I would go ahead and share it with my subscribers. I do a certain amount of racing work. Some of it makes it to video, and quite frankly, some of it can't. It may be something that's an experiment someone's trying and asking me to machine it, or it may be something that's pushing the rules just a bit and asks me to make a piece. So we can't put that on there. And normally if I do, I don't mention somebody's name unless they particularly don't mind, like I was making the tool the other week for my friend Tug to be in sheet metal with. He's well known for making bodies for dirt cars around here, so I figured he wouldn't mind. But I may have a job come in here that's not a secret, but I might not want to mention the person's name. again, I'll work with these people individually. And there's some projects coming up that's going to probably make video. And hopefully, because I know what they are and they're not real big things. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the rest of the pig feed today. Hit it. One thing you need to listen to the difference in the car. They goose it one time. We'll have to work on this. If it wasn't sticking, we was checking it. Hey folks, this is one of the tires off my lawnmower. This is damaged. So I had to buy a new one, but I'm still struggling with these little tires, knocking them off. So I have a plan. I'm gonna take and beat this out a little bit, and I'm gonna fill it with insulation foam to try to make a solid tire. If this works, I'm gonna fix one on the lawnmower next. So this will solve a lot of trouble. Here you go. Now I drilled 4 holes in this tire and I shot it pretty much full of foam. I put about a full can in it. So we're gonna let this foam expand and dry, and then we'll cut the excess off and let's see how it stands. If it does what I expect it to do, it should make it solid. Since this is an old wheel and I don't need it, I'm not gonna be out anything if it does kind of fail. So the idea here is, this is an experiment, and I want it to expand up and make a solid running tire. So we'll see how it's going to work out for us. The sidewalls on these things are incredibly stiff anyway. What it's bad to do is just break the darn beads on them. So we'll just see how this turns out. If it's a failure, we ain't out a thing. If it's a success, hey, we've come out ahead. All right, guys and girls, this is the tire after foaming, and you can see it's really stiff. I cleaned it up. Last time you seen it, probably outside. There's still some foam in places. That thing's solid as a rock. So I'm gonna get ready. When I get ready to mow, I'll probably put that sucker on and give it a try, see what happens with it, see how it works for us. If it works, I'll take the other solid tire, older tire, and cut it up and do the same thing to it. That's about it. I'm gonna put it on the side. I have all the trouble where I actually got a new tire right now. See how it works, and hopefully we'll give you a good report. And probably in another slop, I'll let you know how it works after I mount it and use it some. If it does work out, I'll take the other slick tire like that and fix it. I mean, it's pretty simple. If you'll see here, I drilled a hole here and here. This tire had a tube in it, by the way. I didn't even take the tube out. Drilled a hole here and here, like 180 degrees apart, and just literally shot 1 can of foam in that tire. So you seen that earlier, so that's what I've gotten done on that. Well, good morning, everyone. I thought I would do a little something a bit unique here for my slop here lately. We've been sort of slow on machining and little projects and things, and I got a couple little things I'm going to do today. So first thing, I'm going to just kind of walk around the backyard or walk around the place a little bit. Folks that's probably seen my videos maybe years ago when I first made the first kind of crude ones, when I think I called myself Country Boy Machining or something like that, before I really got a little better at YouTube. I'm not really good. This is a storage building, and if you folks may recognize it if you watched some earlier videos, when I moved to Kings Mountain and actually started my YouTube channel, I purchased this as a 30-foot by 12-foot storage building, and I actually purchased it when I had my little desktop machines and things, and this is what I use for a machine shop. Today it's a storage building. I've had it moved here. These are not that hard to move, basically. So we moved them here. Behind the building is my race car trailer that I bought when I decided to get into the racing business. The race car trailer is in pretty good shape. You know, you see me put the toolbox on it, do some updates here and there to it. But basically, that's what I use it for. My pickup sitting there. That's my personal pickup. I hardly ever drive. We have a couple other vehicles sitting here in the yard. One of them is basically transmission shot in. That little Kia eventually is going to the scrap yard. Right now, scrap's slow, so we're just not doing very much with it. The Chevrolet pickup actually belonged to Chris's late husband, and so it's sort of a sentimental thing. We really need to get it cranked back up and start driving it some. Well, guys, you've seen the carport that I'm putting in. This is going to be the future race car shop, and I've mentioned it in several videos. And if you notice, there's not a little race car in it right now. My car is over at Truett's shop. We've put the engine in there, and he's leasing the space over in Gastonia and nearby. We've been working over some on it despite all the restrictions. We got the engine and everything in it. You might hear some video in this particular slop. So what we're going to do, you heard my future plans, and if you also notice, the little 4-cylinder car is gone. My nephew come and got it yesterday and actually sold it. Found a local buyer who's willing to pay a premium price for the car. And so we got this other little building. This is one that was here. Chris and them built it years and years ago. It's basically just got stuff stored in it. And then you see here's my machine shop itself. This building was built by her late husband. I need to recover that transmission up better. So in it, you've seen me put the signs on it, and you see us work in it all the time. And some of it's straight and neat, and some of it isn't. I gotta confess, I'm not perfectly neat. This lean-to in the back's where I keep my air compressor and some storage. Right now I have that tank unhooked. I've got some air leak issues with it, and I ain't completely worked them out. So I disconnected it, and I might try some different fittings there, and that is something I haven't worked on. This is the outside. We just keep storage of stuff here. I think some things may get moved. My steel storage is all outside. This is my material. And it just, for young's that hadn't seen this is actually a rack out of like a, like a shuttle bus, like you go into airports. I bought this rack fairly inexpensive, and it's been really handy for my material. I just cleaned the rust off of it. I keep these containers here, fireproof containers. They come from eating, they throw them away, and I actually got them for nothing. I use them for scrap that I'm going to sell. The one in the back is aluminum. The one in the front is little steel pieces. It really too little. And there's just my old freezer that I'm using for outside storage. You notice we do hang a lot of stuff on our building, so that this makes it easier, not taking up space. So that's where we at today. I think there's a couple things I'm going to do today, and one of them is I'm going to go ahead and hang a few more news. I got them signs that I hadn't hung yet, so I'm going to go ahead and get them hung up. Some of the inexpensive signs like that, the paint's not that good on them. It flakes off. And some of them seem to hold up pretty good. So we may have to switch them. So that's what we're going to do this morning. And this is out the backyard. Okay guys, here's the signs we hung. We got a couple of the Chevron and Texacos. These are just replacing the ones that was there. The other ones had kind of started flaking out. Some of these reproduction signs don't do good in the weather. some of them do. So that's what we got. Here's my other project in the shop. I've done started on it. I'm gonna take my Milwaukee saw and I'm gonna cut the top out of this tire. The reason being is I'm gonna use it for a planter for tomatoes actually. Guys, this is my finished. This is one of my Thunder Bomber tires. I've only got one. I actually had a bunch at one time and I give them away. People needing them for spares. This one might have could have still been spares, but I got 4 tires. So getting rid of these things at the landfill is a pain in the booty. So we're going to use this as basically this is going to be a planter. I'll have to get some dirt. We'll put a tomato plant in it. Like you see right here on my bench, these are the steel pieces out of that jack that well, this ain't steel, but this is steel pieces here. I've disassembled the jack. I'm going to keep the lock washers because they can be used standard or metric. And I'm going to, I got to do some cleaning up. But basically, I'm going to keep these flat pieces of steel and they'll store in my, my steel bin. And that's going to give me this, that's going to give me some steel I can work with. So we're going to use that. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Right there's the aluminum parts. Now what I'm going to do with the other jack, I'm going to cut the shaft and we'll fix the wheels. But this is the pieces I've gotten rid of. Okay, well, let me move you around a little better. What we got here is a little bracket. And I don't have it, I can load. But what I'm doing is just making it larger for a larger bolt. One of these little very simple jobs that don't take long. And I'm just trying to do it by hand, working both axes just to follow it. To make it just a little wider for another bolt. So we're going to kind of, I'm sorry, let me get the camera, I hit you there. Let's see if you can still look it. I got you off a little, let me get you back on the center. Alright, so that's what we're doing. I'm sorry for bumping the camera. I'm doing all this by hand, by working the axes just to get it close so it'll swivel. This is another race car part. I've had a good bit of race car parts this week to do. I had a project Monday. There we go. While that's not perfect, that's going to be a lot better because all we got to do is get a bolt clear in it. Because we can swivel it to tighten this bracket up good. So that'll work. Might have to put a little bigger washer on it, but that gets a little bit to work there. Alright, that's all that's done. And that's sort of out of the way. Not perfect job, but sometimes you just got to work with them. Okay guys, that's your pig feed for the day. Hope you enjoy it. I have fun putting it together, and there's just a lot of little things I'm experimenting with and doing. And like I said, usually I've got some projects in the hopper. I got a really big project. Problem is I don't have all the material I need. And my local supplier didn't have it. So it puts me in a position to have to order it. And with the COVID-19, it kind of throws things in being in tailspin, some things. So we'll just have to see. I have been trying to stay at home. We've been practicing social distancing. One of the things, we do go to a shop and work some, but there's only 3 or 4 of us at a time, and we try to stay a good ways away from each other, maybe working on opposite end of the car or whatnot as much as possible. So we're trying to do our part. And I guess that's getting to my next point. Folks, be safe. If you do have to go to a Walmart or a grocery store, try to be mindful of your surroundings and don't, try to give everybody space. If you're not feeling well, try not to go out. let's get this thing over with. I mean, we want to get back to our lives, and the only way to do it is get this here virus sort of under control so we can get back to it. I mean, our racing season's on hold. Our grandkids who are in sports are not getting to play softball, baseball during the summer. There's just a lot of things we're not getting to do. And our vacations are getting on hold. Chris has had to hold off on her trip to see her grandchildren because of COVID-19. I mean, it's just a lot of things like that, folks, we're having to give up. And I know everybody's irritated. So, with that being said, let's all do our part, try to do the best we can. I know we've got to live our lives and do certain things, but let's do them responsibly as we can. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. If you like what you see, recommend it to somebody else. And I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. It was a copyrighted one of James Dedman, Sawlogs Plastic Hubs, and hope you really enjoyed it. Y'all all have a great day and stay safe. We'll talk with you next week or the next video.